Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cardcast. Sorry about the mic. It should be better now, the microphone. Um, yeah, we thought this week we would talk about all the stuff that we've been buying. There has been a flood of people in the last couple of weeks. We've been buying a lot more than we were a month ago or 2 months ago, and we just thought we'd talk about that a little bit and get your all's feedback, take some questions, and just see what you all think. But
Yeah, it's like at least 2 or 3 to 1 of people coming in that are selling stuff instead of buying through the store, and probably like 10 to 1 of what it used to be. I mean, it's gone up a lot.
say it's 2 to 3 to 1 of people and 10 to 1 of volume.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they're coming in, with truckloads full sometimes, and I think it's just stuff, I don't know, finally coming out of the woodwork. But we're buying. I mean, there's more Mahomes that have come out this week. There's, some people are bailing on the Chiefs, so there's more Mahomes stuff. There's more like, when they were Super Bowl champs and made it to the Super Bowl, it was like everything was hot.
yeah,
And now that 2020 Prism cracked red ice isn't quite as cool as it used to be. So
yeah.
if I can take that and turn it into something else, then. But there's a lot of Mahomes out there. I bought a lot of Mahomes this week.
Yeah. What are you
So.
buying at? I mean, you've changed how you're buying that stuff, though,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I used to buy at 80% of high comps. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be $1,000 card. I'd give 800 and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
And now, I mean, this stuff's down 30%
yeah,
across the board, and some of it's even lower than that. Some of the higher end stuff's down even further.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, I won't sell for those prices.
yeah,
Not the cards I own now.
Right.
I'll probably hold on to those for a while, but the ones I buy, I just use my usual percentage or whatever.
sure.
But it's weird. I mean, there's more stuff all the time.
Yeah,
And I've talked to other guys and other dealers in town, and they're not buying as much. So
no,
I don't know what the dynamics are there, but the other shops are sending stuff our way because, that was my goal, was to have an outlet for every card every card we could buy.
do you think
So.
that's why they're not buying? Is just because they can't get rid of it fast enough?
I don't know. I think so. Nobody wants to deal with that 80s and 90s stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, but it's almost a service, The guy that came in tonight had 8,000 cards, and I gave him $10 for all of them. It was more of a service to get him out of his garage.
Yeah.
So,
That's what that stuff goes for.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, prior to this whole 2019, I mean, nobody was giving more than like 10 for a penny for that stuff.
Mhm. That's still what they're paying, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's not, that stuff hasn't gone up at all. But you can't have that much stuff without having something for sale that's better,
yeah,
So, there was Brett Favre rookies, and I think he had a Dan Fouts rookie and a Ryan Sandberg rookie. So, but it wasn't, we get those deals 3-4 times a day sometimes.
yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird dynamic of why some shops aren't buying, or maybe they're just not saying they're not buying because they're not buying stuff they want to buy.
yeah.
That stuff still may be coming in,
They're probably buying this stuff, the slab stuff, the stuff that's easy to turn around that
Yeah.
you can just list on eBay, and
Yeah,
buying the easy stuff.
yeah, because that stuff's going to be. But we're buying the new deals. We're buying. There's a lot of stuff coming in. The junk's always there, but it's not the majority of what we're buying.
Yeah,
Not volume wise, maybe, but not deal wise.
I wonder if, because we're on the way down. So, if you buy something right now for $100, let's say 3 months from now, it could be worth 70.
Mhm.
A deal or whatever. So there's that. I wonder if too, though, like it got so good that maybe people are thinking like there's nothing on the other side.
Could be.
Like if I can't have it the way it was 6 months ago, I don't want it at all.
Oh, there's definitely going to be people like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you go at 18 months with buying something and it never going down, everything you buy goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first card that goes down is a shock.
Yeah.
So, but they don't want to sell it because it's less than what they paid for. All this stuff, I mean, a lot of it's gone down the last, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. I mean, it's not good for the hobby, but it needed to be corrected.
I feel like I watched.
It's good for the overall health of it.
It's good for the overall health. Yeah, it needed to be corrected. It needs to be stable. Like, the baseball market's gone up in a lot of places, but it's remained pretty stable through this whole thing. And that's just because there's so much more volume of collectors and investors in the baseball market. But yeah, the guy was at today was my day off. Today's my day off. This is what I do. But I was at another shop, and the guy brought in a bunch of baseball patches and autos and stuff. And I just got the really strong feeling that, like, this was his baseball investment. Like, this is what, he was putting himself out there on in baseball. And I guarantee you, whether he bought it in May or he bought it in June or July, like, he expected something to happen in that short amount of time between then and now, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So now it's the end of baseball season. It's like, well, trade this in for, whatever I can get. Yeah. He just was going to take whatever he could get because he didn't want it.
Yeah. We bought a lot of deals that way where, it's a retail chaser or someone that gets all their stuff retail and whatever they get, they open up and now they're chasing retail and either they can't find what they want or there's nothing out there that's going to be like when you buy a box for $20 and it's worth $80.
Yeah.
You can open a box and get $35 worth of cards and feel okay because you only paid $20.
Yeah.
But when they charge you $35 for that box and it's only worth $40 and you get $20 worth of cards, it's a whole different feeling. And that's what everybody's going through. Yeah. Like it's what we went through for 20 years. There's no payoff, you know? Like, there's no payoff for opening wax.
If you bought 2018 Heritage and you pulled an Ohtani rookie, you got $10 for a $20 blaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. There might have been a couple other $1 or $2 cards in there. But every product was like that.
Yeah.
That's what
that's the way it was.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of going back to that. I mean, there's a few products. Optics doing okay. Certain packs of Donruss Megas are crazy. I mean, they're good. But they have to beef them up.
Yeah.
I mean, a Donruss Mega has 7 optic previews and an autograph. I mean, that's almost as much as a hobby box.
Guaranteed autograph in a Donruss Mega?
Yeah.
Gee, man.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And is a big, huge checklist then?
It's pretty big. I mean, they're kind of cool autographs too. Some vet stuff. I think somebody pulled a Reggie Bush and a Cornelius Bennett and some rookie stuff. We had a Jalen Waddle pulled. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a weird checklist, but I don't know if it's retail only. They're like bronze autographs, so they're probably just exclusive to the Megas. I would think.
Oh, they're optic autographs then?
No, I mean bronze. They're Donruss bronze. Yeah.
Oh, paper bronze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're cool. I mean, but it takes Panini adding all that extra value to get those cards to be hot. I mean, super hot.
Yeah.
Like we have 50 hangers. I mean, they're fun to open. Lots of inserts, rated rookies, but I mean,
Panini's trying to stoke the fire.
They have to add that value to make it sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they need to add the value to the fat packs and the Megas are going to sell.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I mean,
you'd think they would. I mean, all they'd have to do is make chasers in there. I mean, make it to where 1 in 50 fat packs has an auto, or 1 in 20 hangers, or something like that. Like,
yeah, they might have just. I mean, people are used to. It's hard for I understand Panini's side of it because their job is to provide $8 worth of value for that pack.
Yeah,
and I mean, they do that, or $20 worth of it, and then when you start doubling and tripling it, but then they add $100 worth of value in the $40 boxes and leave the rest of them out. It seems like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's different. I mean, it can only go one way. I mean, it feels like they're kind of artificially pumping it up, and like it's still going down a little, but every product here and there, you could tell the difference on optic basketball. Like a year ago, that stuff was just flying off the shelves.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna. Josh said he pulled a numbered card out of an optic mega.
Oh, really? This year?
Yeah. So, I mean that, unless that's just the one numbered card, fluke.
I think they have ones numbered to 79 in there, or they did last year.
Did they? This was a 149. It was a lime green.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's new.
I'm just thinking they're probably not going to print it into oblivion if they've got,
Well, except we went through like 10 megas and we've had one numbered card.
True.
So, who knows?
Hey, that's more than you.
Yeah, we had a numbered card. Yeah.
Maybe there's not a million of each card.
And maybe. I wouldn't put it past them. They're still printing them.
Yeah.
I mean, they put Select out for 4 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and they might, I have to constantly remind myself about the different type of people in this hobby, because like there are people that just go and open hobby wax, and anything they get that's not a hit, they don't want.
Yeah.
That's not a big hit.
Yeah.
Like they just do it for fun. They'll spend $1,000 just for fun.
Yeah. It's like it's saving them from going red or black at the casino.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel like they're doing something better.
Yeah.
There's collectors out there that they don't care about the value of anything. Like there's so many different types of people, and I get into the mindset of how I think, and I have to remind myself to think differently sometimes, because there's just a lot of different ways people think about stuff.
Yeah, it's hard I caught myself doing that today, where a guy came in and I was going through the whole spiel of, I don't think there's value in $500 hobby boxes or $1,000 hobby boxes, and the guy's like, I think I'm going to buy a Donruss hobby box, and I'm like, okay, like, he's like, yeah, I think I can, it's fun to open, it's exciting, and I can afford to do it. I'm like, well, then, you're a grown man, you can do it,
Yeah.
So, a guy like that, knows what he's getting into, I don't try to talk him out of it at that point,
Yeah.
I was like, I can sell you a couple megas, and then you can buy cards you want. And he's like, yeah, it's not the same throw, So
Yeah.
I understand it. I mean, I did it for a long time.
What guaranteed hits are in Donruss Hobby?
An auto. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
So you literally got guaranteed 3 autos and a bunch of other stuff for what he'd spend on a hobby.
Yeah, there's not very many Donruss boxes at $500 that make money.
Yeah.
Not very many at all.
None. Very
you pull
few.
a Trevor Lawrence auto, it's not $500. I don't think, like
Probably
a base
not.
auto.
Probably not.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any difference between the hobby rated rookies and the retail ones.
Yeah,
So
they're not thicker stock, or
I
they're
don't
not
think so.
printed different color.
Yeah. So Lawrence is $15 in either one for a $500 box.
You only need to hit like 30 of those.
Yeah.
Plus an auto
Yeah.
to make money.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of numbered stuff. I mean, I understand why people do it, but it doesn't. I mean, there's no way, man. There's no way.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
No. I see why people do it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Like, I mean, you know me, like, I'm not spending money on anything that I'm not making money on.
Right.
Like, that's not my DNA.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you're the same way.
Yep.
Not that guy.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Is he here?
He left.
Oh.
I think he's probably still watching, but he left. You want to watch that Lakers, the Lakers Warriors game?
I
Yeah.
want to watch that too.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of the Nets Bucks game. Kevin Durant and James Harden just didn't really look on.
Really?
No, I mean I didn't. I didn't watch a lot of the game. I didn't see them like go off on any runs or anything like that. I mean, Bucks have a good defense, but it just seemed it was kind of a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Seemed like first game of the season.
Yeah.
But
I
I'll
don't
be
watch
interested.
preseason basketball. Do they play it like the NFL does, where they don't play?
Yes, exactly. Like it's not like that's where your G League guys and your bench players get to play a lot.
Desmond Baines and Jordan Pools.
Yeah. Jordan Poole's probably starting this year.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it'll be
Clay
interesting
spot.
to watch.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be in Clay's spot for the first, over, almost half the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else that listens while they drive.
There you go, Jeremy.
That's where I get all my information is from YouTube podcasts while I'm driving down the
I
road.
think we need to talk a lot slower for Jeremy.
Yeah.
We'll slow it down for you, bud.
But
but it's been kind of a weird change. I mean, a lot of people were coming in trying to buy wax. I couldn't keep it on the shelves, and now 3 months later, it just kind of sits there. I mean, it'll still go, but they're not fighting over it anymore.
No.
Or save me a box before it.
And
it used to be that way.
3 months ago, everybody that came in, they'd buy a blaster or something like that. Dang near everybody that came in.
Almost.
And not now.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Not the same way, which that's okay.
Yeah.
We've talked, about all this stuff that's been coming in for sale. We've talked a little bit about, are we moving this stuff fast enough?
Mm-hmm.
We move stuff pretty fast. And you've got a lot of outlets for how to get rid of stuff, but
it's weird because there's we're moving it quickly, and we're moving more than we have before, but it's building up faster than it ever has before too. So we may be moving it as fast as we ever have, but it's also the most we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like maybe not volume wise, but like value wise. I mean, we've got some nice. I mean, we sell a lot of stuff on eBay, but we still got some nice cards that are, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a piece, and I used to never keep that stuff around.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to. If it was $500, it was gone.
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm sitting on cards that have 20 or 30% swings. I mean, that's $200, $300, $400 per card. So it's just a different. When you talk about trying to peek out on a deal that you bought. I mean, the way that I've always ran it is to buy the deal, get your money back quick on the easy cards, and then sell through the rest of it as you get to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it worked out really good because the boom, and I had a bunch of stuff, but it's not going to work that way on the way down.
No.
So you've got to move through it as fast as you possibly can, I think.
Maybe I bring something to the table in that effect, because like with me, not just now, but like I've always kind of been like this, like I want to get rid of everything I've got and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
I want to make as much as I can off this as quick as I can, and then move on to the next one, and do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I know, like you did, like it worked out perfectly on the way up, the way you were doing it. But like you say, you can't do, like I couldn't do that right now. Like It wouldn't be smart for me to do that right now. I mean, I can keep my quarter and dollar stuff back, but to keep anything more of the singles and stuff like that, like it wouldn't be the right move for me.
No, I think the next 6 months are going to be the same as the previous 6 months, where pretty much everything you have is going to be more right now than it will be in the next 6 months for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be right 90% of the time when you do that, I think. I mean, there'll be guys, whoever it is, Jordan Poole or RJ Barrett or whoever it is, there's going to be somebody that goes up, but 90% of it's going to be, even if it drops 20%,
Yeah.
Some of the numbers we're talking about on people that have got money in their collections. I mean, you don't want to drop 20% on 10 grand worth of stuff or 20 grand if you put that much money into it,
No.
So, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're still leveling out.
Mm-hmm.
And we might be leveling out. Hopefully we're leveling out for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's 10% every 6 months.
Right.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
And you think about, oh, well, that's dropping 50 or 60%. Well, yeah, but we'll still be 3 times what we were 2 years ago.
I don't think Jason Tatum's will ever be $28 again.
No. No. Jason Tatum PSA 10s will never be below $30 ever again.
Yeah.
And just across the board, like, new people have found things they like that are new, that didn't really have attention on them before, the first year Prism and Select stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the first year Topps Trout stuff, the 2012 Topps Trout stuff, and Topps Chrome and Parallels and Refractors. A lot of the new numbered inserts and stuff have gotten a lot more attention than they used to.
Plus the stuff like the downtowns and the splashes, and
people love that stuff.
Yeah, like nobody used to care about inserts at all.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. Even case hits, like even stuff to 25 or. I mean, I got a Julio Rodriguez, like, 3rd year Bowman Chrome insert, number 25. The last one for like $125 because it's an orange.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been a $10 card 3 years ago.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
So people
on a non-RC prospect
insert set.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there's definitely been a bunch of positives that come out of it, and you can find them on the way down too. But it's definitely like I can tell by how much we're buying and how much flood is coming in. We're on the bottom curve. I mean, we're on the way down for sure.
But like, I spent 5 hours today, went to 4 different shops, and probably drove about 150 miles altogether, and didn't hardly spend any money.
Yeah,
because we're on the way down. Like, I can't buy anything unless it's just a great deal.
It's the opposite of what it was a year ago.
Yep.
Because you could drive around all those shops, and if their prices are 6 months old, you're buying everything.
Everything.
And now if their prices are 6 months old, you can't buy anything.
Right.
Right?
That's exactly
what happened.
That's exactly what I ran into today.
Yeah, it's like you said, you went to the shop and everything was priced correctly. Well,
yeah,
he was probably just a little bit high,
He was low.
Yeah,
3 months ago, right. 6 months ago.
Now, and all this stuff was selling through, and now it's priced correctly.
Yeah,
So that's what's happened.
Yeah. I got and then I went back where we were last week, and I'd found some stuff last week, but not today.
Yeah.
They got me today.
Yeah.
They caught up with me today, and that's okay. That's okay. But it just, I'm almost glad. I'm glad I didn't spend any money. If I didn't find the stuff that was right, I just can't.
Yeah.
I still got money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, that's worth a lot.
Yeah.
Because now is the time that you can find that stuff. You can find that stuff for 30%, 25%, 10% of what you eventually can sell through it for if you put in the work,
Yeah. It kind of throws off like comps and doing basically if people didn't learn how to do comps correctly or safely, but they always got saved by the price going up, it's going to be doubled by the time they go down. I mean, when the stuff's on its way down, because not only do you need to buy at your percentage, you probably need to knock 20% off of that to buy at your percentage to make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So being able to comp correctly, I mean, and it's hard to do. I mean, it's really hard to do. Comps can go from, we were looking at, I bought 70 Barry Bonds Topps Traded rookies today.
Yeah.
So I was showing the guy comps that can go from 99 cents to $13.
Yeah.
So what do you comp that, So you find the medium, you try to find a lot, so it takes out shipping. So we found 10 count lots, that were going for $80, $90.
Yeah.
So that's more of a comp for, the card that goes for $1, people are still paying $5 for it.
Yeah.
It's just the post office is getting the money and not either one of you guys.
Right.
So it's $9, $9 a piece, and you buy off your percentage or whatever. And I mean, so that takes some skill. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it takes practice and skill. And
I think it does. It does.
Yeah.
And it takes maybe the most skill involved is fighting your own prejudice.
yeah,
Everybody wants their card to be worth more than it is, and
Yeah.
everybody wants the other guy's card to be worth less than it is.
I mean, I've had this, like I have to fight my urge to have every card that comes in buy it because like I think there's money to be made on it, but in my gut I can say, okay, this card, from experience, this card last sold for $170. That guy got lucky selling it.
Yeah.
Like if I wait that card out to sell it for $170, it's going to be worth $100 before I try. I'm going to end up selling it for $100 6 months from now.
Yeah.
So there's cards that it's just liquidity. Those cards, true rookie cards, even though people down are on base, they still sell fast.
Yeah.
The big craze of sending in second year, third year, fifth year base cards, like there was a comp. I made a trade with a buddy of mine, or a buddy that comes in. He has a PSA 9. He has a 2020 Mosaic Tom Brady PSA 9, and the last comp was $50, and the next comp was like $46. And I'm like, that card is not $50. I don't care what the last two eBay sales were. You're not going to get me to count that card as $50.
No.
It's $2 plus. I mean, you can't even count grading fees anymore.
No, the holder's worth $10.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, when it keeps on where we're at in the hobby, that stuff is going to be flooded because that's all the stuff that was PSA'd. It's that stuff. It's that junk. It's that. I mean, that's what was holding people back. Because every time people come in and say, "Yeah, I sent this in a year ago," and it's like a Lamar Jackson second-year Prism.
Yeah.
I mean, a year ago, if you had that card, you were great, and now it's $15.
So, people are bringing in right now, 5,000 count. Maybe they got 3 5,000 count boxes that they had in their closet from when they were a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 15,000 cards.
Mm-hmm.
How many graded cards can you fit in that amount of space?
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
So, did you talk about the junk slab era or whatever you want to call it? Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
What do you do with this mountain of 5 million graded cards that PSAs went through in the last 6 months?
It's not gonna be fun to watch. I mean, there's at some point, someday, there's gonna be a guy that comes into a show and it's gonna be up to his eyeballs on the table of graded cards, and they're gonna be $3 a piece.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a day when that happens in the next 5 years.
When everybody and his brother and all their kids have a graded card of their favorite player or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're $3 a piece even for stars and stuff. Yeah.
It's going to be that way. And it's going to be relatively soon too, because they're opening up more. I mean, nobody's grading that stuff now, but they're opening up more. They're grading 150, 200,000 cards a week are coming back.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it might actually. Is that what it was?
200,000, I think, 35,000 a day.
You watch that stuff more than I do,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's from Retro Hoops, not mine.
Yeah.
Give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good job of covering that stuff, or at least doing the numbers. So all that stuff is, I mean, I never was a fan of grading in the first place, but it's good on the right cards. But it's not good on 2020 Mosaic base cards.
Up until this point, it had a certain allure to it, and they've ruined that.
Yeah.
Like, they will have ruined that by the time this is over.
Yeah.
Like, you might get on the other side of this 5 years from now where you see a PSA slab and that's like a symbol for cheapness.
Yeah.
Because you see them at every show for, 10 boxes of them for $3 a piece.
We're kind of like that now here. Like, I don't go out looking for bait or for graded cards, and
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 boxes full of them.
Yeah.
I mean, counting the ones we bought from, there's 10 boxes full of graded cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a unique deal, but I mean,
It's 1,000. I mean, 900
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a different deal.
Yeah.
Those are not cheap cards.
Yeah.
And it could go the other way. It could go where it's like, okay, there'll never be another card graded for under $50. So 5 years from now, if you want a John Morant base mosaic PSA 9 or 10, even if the base card's $5,
Yeah.
it might start at $50, for any decent rookie card or something like that.
I really hope they keep the grading levels high. I hope it never goes back to $15 or $10 a card, because from what I know about coins, and it's not a lot, it's like eventually you couldn't sell a coin unless it was graded.
Yeah.
And it could get to that point with cards too. I mean it's kind of at that point now if you really want to talk about value, because like a Ja Morant rookie out of Chronicles is worth $3, but a PSA 8's worth like 20.
Yeah.
The one in ungraded is probably better condition, but it's not in a slab.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that now. I just hope it doesn't keep going in that direction.
Yeah.
I mean, grading cards was not meant to add value to new cards.
Right.
It was meant to authenticate, and it was meant to, like, the difference between a 9 and a 10 didn't really matter that much originally, because you wanted to know the difference if it was a 7 or a 3.
That's why BCCG was meant or better.
Yeah. Nobody. Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could have an whole podcast about ranting on graded cards, but
it was, yeah. I kind of know what you're getting at.
the ship has sailed on it.
Yeah.
I mean, when someone like me that doesn't ever grade or didn't ever grade on very, very rare occasions, when it's basically when I wanted to authenticate a card,
Yeah.
like a Tom Brady auto, or that's when I graded. When I am looking at other people's cards through a loop to see if I could grade it,
Yeah.
I know we're on the back end of it because I've left enough money on the table. You know what I mean? So it's everything's pushing that way of it's definitely peaked, and you can even tell in here on a weekly basis the new people that come in that haven't ever to say, hey, I just started collecting again. I mean, that level's going way down.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very few that come in and say, hey, I just started collecting.
Whereas 6 months ago they were everywhere.
It was like every third person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or several times a day.
A year ago, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
you could say the national convention was crazy. You had 100,000 people in one building, and 99,000 of them had just started collecting within the last 18 months.
Yeah.
But a lot of those people, that was like, I feel like that was kind of the end of Cards Are Cool. Like, I haven't seen any really many Dallas card show YouTube videos since then, since the National Card Convention. I feel like,
I don't think so either.
the peak of cards was in February on pricing, but I feel like the National was kind of the end of Cards Are Cool.
Yeah.
Everybody with their tackle boxes.
Yeah. That's where he missed the boat, man. We should have invented a box that held cards.
I know, right?
Yeah, like they say that like in 1849 in the gold rush, the only people that got rich are the ones that sold the supplies.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done.
Well, we should have ordered plastic from China.
Yeah. Cardboard and plastic would have made us rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send us your finest cardboards. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll have to get more creative. The way we buy and sell stuff a year from now, 5 years from now, will not be the same as the way we buy and sell stuff right now.
Yeah, I think the people that adapt, like the problem the issue I see in the future is by the time you get stuff figured out, it's moving so fast that it may not work again in the future, especially with all the changes coming up with the cards. I mean,
with Fanatics,
they may change everything up where it doesn't even matter anymore. Like everybody's buying and selling singles.
Yeah.
So if they buy, Upper Deck just came out today and said we're having to cancel 2 lines because they can't fill it, and then their Series 1 stuff is delayed till December.
Their hockey stuff?
Mm-hmm. They just canceled 2 lines.
2
this
lines?
year,
What do you mean?
like brands.
Really?
Yeah, Upper Deck Ice and Trilogy, I think it was.
Canceled it this year?
Just canceled it, yeah. They're not going to make it this year.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
It's
got to be, it's got to be more profitable than it was 2 years ago.
It's supply chain issues.
Oh, gotcha.
So, at least that's what the release said.
Yeah, and they probably, Topps and Panini probably come first when it comes to those type of supplies and stuff.
I mean, Onyx was pushed 4 months.
Was it?
It was supposed to come out in the summer.
We got it.
Yeah. We got a little bit of Onyx. Or Optic, I mean. Oh, yeah, Onyx.
You mean Optic?
Both of them were pushed 4 months, sorry. We got 95 boxes of Onyx. We're the only shop in the country.
You've got 94.
Did you see what Craig did? You talked to him at all?
I didn't talk to him. I just picked the stuff up. His grandkids were out there.
Oh,
I talked to them, but
he pulled that. That's 1 box.
Wow!
The Drews numbered to 50. Show them.
Yeah, you're gonna really have to get it up there for them to see anything.
That's 1 box of Onyx Vintage 2021 basketball. And then none of those are in there, but it has all the draft picks, the Cade Cunninghams and the Greens and the Mobleys.
Autos? And it's got Stephen Curry in the checklist.
Yeah, and Iascanio or whatever her name is.
Oh, Sabrina Ionescu?
Ionescu, that's it.
What, is the checklist online?
Should be.
I'm going to pull it up just so people see. I think this is a really, really cool product. Mike knows these guys. I guess Craig knows them.
Craig knows them better than I do, but I met him at the National. He introduced me, and they sell to, it's Onyx, and it's basically direct. He sells to 2 online retailers, and he sells to 5 distributors, and that's it. So it's David Adams, Blowout, Peach State, Steel City, one other one.
And the warehouse.
And the warehouse got 4 cases. So
that's pretty awesome.
This is why we don't have a distributor. So
yeah. I need to give me just a second because I need to, I guess, add the audio back to this other screen. Okay, we should be good there. So here on Cardboard Connection, this is what we're talking about. And again, this is just Craig's a friend of Mike's that does a lot with memorabilia, and he's got a contact here with the guy that does Onyx. So this is our Onyx Vintage basketball set that he came out with this year. He did baseball. Can you kind of talk a little bit about the other stuff he's done?
Yeah, baseball for sure. That's where he started. That's where he's like. Everything about him is he wants to see. He does it himself. He's very hands-on with it. Every card is on card. Every autograph is on card. So this is his first basketball issue. He's had people sign basketball cards before, but they haven't had their own issue. And he got some of the big names. He just did a football last year. Yeah. He did a football last year. But he's been doing baseball for, gosh, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And he started with doing game used bats, game used balls, game used material, like the full item. So that's where he started. But it's like minor league. It's minor league baseball mostly is Onyx, but he's got draft picks and stuff for football, and this is his first year of basketball, and we got a bunch of it.
It's the base checklist.
It's
autograph memorabilia redemption set checklist. Number 1 draft pick. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's probably Cade Cunningham autographed jerseys.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's crazy. College jerseys, I guess, right?
Could be. It could be pro.
Could it?
Yeah.
He could have the...
Mm-hmm.
He could do that?
Yep.
So it doesn't have the autograph checklist? Or is that the base set checklist is the autograph checklist?
I think so. I think autograph parallels, blue signatures, greens to 50, red to 25. So yeah.
Cam Thomas, Bruce Brown, Brianna Stewart, Candace Parker. So it's WNBA and NBA.
Mm-hmm. And vintage, like Clyde Drexler,
Cole Anthony,
Dominique Wilkins.
Wow, this is
Sue Bird,
cool.
Steph Curry.
Sue Bird's on there?
Yeah.
Wow. That's almost as big as Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Really?
LeBron James.
Yeah. Huh?
LeBron James and Sue Bird, they're the same player. They should get paid the same.
Yeah, right. No comment. No comment. In the interest of YouTube
we don't want to get demonetized.
consistency. Yeah, monetization. I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah, Drew Holiday. They got the whole Bucks squad, it looks like. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Naz Reid, Pat Bev.
He only got autographs of guys he could get on card, so
Robert Williams.
I don't know if this is the final checklist or not.
Yeah, Robert Williams III.
Yeah. There's
I'm thinking of
Oh, you think of Robert Parrish, aren't you?
No, well, I saw Boston. What I was thinking of is Grant Williams plays for Boston, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was thinking of Patrick Williams, who plays for the Bulls. I mean, I like Robert Williams III. He had like really high numbers, really good numbers.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Terrence Mann, Tyrese Halliburton, Steph Curry,
Elijah Wan, Antetokounmpo. It's a good checklist.
It's a good checklist. Yeah, for sure. Yep. So pretty excited about that. We should just rip all of it.
Yeah. 180 autographs, 190 autographs. Put them all on eBay. Can't go wrong there.
I don't know that you can. Seriously, I don't know that you
get
can go wrong
two
there.
autographs and 2 base cards out of every pack. So
that's pretty cool.
It's cool stuff.
Yeah. So maybe we should take some comments here. We don't have a whole lot, but where do you guys usually like to buy from? Whoever comes in the shop.
Yeah.
That's who Mike likes to buy from.
Yeah, it makes it easy if they come to you.
Yeah.
Usually you never strike out. Usually by the time they come in here, they're ready to sell stuff. Usually.
Yeah. Yeah. Me, I don't discriminate.
Whatever I want to sell.
Yeah, whatever you want to sell. Whatever you really want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Anything that smells weird, usually I get a good deal on.
Yeah.
Anything that requires a lot of labor.
Yeah.
To extract the value from it.
I think we're definitely glutton for punishment sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I like to, I went around the whole day today to go through dollar boxes and stuff like that. And I normally can always find stuff. And today I didn't. Mike's like, well, yeah, they priced it. We weren't on here when we were talking about that, were we?
We priced it 6 months ago.
Yeah, they priced it 6 months ago. Was that earlier on this podcast?
Yep.
Sorry.
You've got 150 miles under your belt today.
Yeah, I do. Easy 150 miles. But yeah, I just we'll buy from anybody.
Yeah. Usually we have a pretty good idea of when it comes in of what we're purchasing or what we want to buy it for.
You used to buy a lot of cool stuff. They're not really options now, but when you used to do the Black Friday blowout stuff and Fan Fest, and you used to get really creative.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, Blowout used to, back in the day, I say back in the day, 3 years ago, like, Panini would make, not quite as much, but a lot of blasters. I mean, there wasn't numbered stuff, there wasn't game used on all, like, they would just print them.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't sell as fast. Walmart wasn't reordering for 3 months. They'd reorder once or twice or 3 times, and then that was it. So Panini would have all these extra blasters, and a big online retailer like Blowout would buy them by the case, like hundreds of cases at a time. And then on Black Friday, I mean, I did it for 4 years in a row where I would get up Black Friday at 6 a.m., and I'd have on one screen, I'd have Twitter. On the next one, I'd have the Facebook page. And on the third page, I'd have the forum for Blowout. And they would list items every few minutes. And you could buy it by the case. You could buy it by... I mean, one year I bought 500 and some boxes of wax.
Yeah.
And
that's how they do it?
Yeah.
Like they just list it in a forum?
List in a forum or on Twitter or on
you
Facebook.
Just claim it?
Yeah, the first people to buy it. I mean, I remember them selling 2014 Bowman draft cases for like $400. I bought 2014 Select. It was weird because it was a 14 box case, and it was like $420, like $30 a box.
Basketball?
Football. My best purchase, which I sold immediately, was 13-14 Prism for $300 a case. Prism basketball. Yeah. That's $15,000 a box now.
A box? Oh yeah, because
Giannis. So I had a 20-box case of that for $500. Sold it immediately for $35 a box or something stupid. So that was fun. I mean, I have pictures of it on our Facebook page here.
You could have turned $300 into $300,000.
Yeah.
But,
you don't know.
You don't know. You can't keep everything.
I mean,
You've kept a lot of stuff. You can't keep everything.
Well, I went through a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah, right.
This is the stuff that nobody else wanted at the time. There's a reason it's still here. Nobody wanted it at the time.
We're still pulling money out of it every day.
Yeah, every day. It's weird, man. But I used to do that. I used to buy... FanFest was always fun. You could go in, 2012. I think I set up at FanFest, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Set up at FanFest, and you go in, right when they open the doors, and they would be selling, game used Mike Moustakas bats for $25 or something just to get them out of there.
Yeah.
That Salvi we just sold yesterday was a purchase from the 2012 FanFest, that was hanging up on the wall for $500 or something.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you gotta find ways to get cool stuff sometimes.
If you don't know, FanFest is like the KC Royals, fan appreciation day.
Convention.
Yeah, they have a bunch of memorabilia and different things.
They clean out their closet, basically, and want to start fresh in a couple of weeks for the new year.
Yeah.
So they're cleaning out storage lockers and all this stuff. To them, it doesn't mean anything. It's just some tool they use to do their job.
Used to.
Yeah. Now with the Authentic store, it's a different story.
Mike used to buy truckloads of stuff from them.
U-Hauls.
U-Hauls were... It's a truck.
I remember buying 300 Zach Greinke bobbleheads at one time.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I had so many of that piece.
Wait till he goes in the Hall
T-shirts for $1.
Did you sell all of them?
Yeah.
Every one of them?
Every one of them.
How?
Bulk, baby.
You sell them 10 at a time on eBay?
Cases at a time to other dealers.
Really?
Yeah.
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 You probably did okay.
Yeah.
All around here, or did you sell some to Texas, or?
No. It was all around here.
Yeah.
T-shirts. I had a ton of T-shirts. I think I paid $1 a piece for them and stuck them out for $5 and $3 and whatever. I mean, back then you double your money on something, you were happy, really happy. So.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me.
Not enough caffeine today.
Too much time behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Golly, it was like sundown when I was coming in, and I got that like sundown blindness.
Yeah.
Just zoning out. Like 5 minutes later, you're like, where have I been? Like, what happened?
I'm at mile marker 16 now.
Yeah.
I better turn.
Yeah, Mothman prophecies. Do you ever watch that?
Yeah.
He just wakes up 200 miles away.
Yeah. That was it, huh?
Yeah, that was it. It's my own personal Mothman.
What's up, Steve? Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir, and I thank you. I was shocked to see Matt Hurt on the checklist for Onyx. He's from Rochester, so I'm spending way too much for his Onyx and Chronicles cards.
There you go.
That's cool.
It's fun when you chase somebody like that, though.
Is sealed junk wax boxes worth saving or selling?
I assume by junk wax you mean like 88, 89, 90, 91. Probably not 89. That's okay. 99. I mean, it was a decent return. I mean, we were buying and selling those boxes for $2 to $3 a piece and selling them for $5. So now, I mean, the cheapest wax box is $15.
They've gone up.
So
like they're all worth.
Yeah. 89 Donruss is $40 a box, and 87 Tops is $50 a box. I mean, you can't pull a card out of there that's worth that much unless you grade it. So
you can't pull 10 cards out of there that are worth that much.
Right. So it may be. I think. I mean, if I have it, I'm selling it right now, and that's the answer to most of the questions like that. But
that's your answer to everything. Mike's not a buy, sell, or hold guy. Mike's a sell, but buy or sell guy.
I don't know how you can be a minimalist and a hoarder at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd sell everything in here if you could find somebody that'd buy it.
Yeah. Right? True words.
He's got it.
True words.
Because he knows it is worth something, and he hasn't found the person to buy it yet.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, in a way, like, if you're going to do this, if you're going to streamline, like, that has to be your mentality. Like, we operate on two levels. Like, one level, like, buying for less than what we can sell something for and selling it as quickly as possible, basically, for a decent amount of money, for a decent profit.
I bought a Joe Burrow downtown rookie year from Optic at the card show. He took it around the show. I offered him $450. He took it around the show. Nobody offered him more. He came back and sold it to me. We just put it on eBay and sold it for $820.
Yeah.
So they took $100 of it. I didn't care how I mean, I knew the only thing that mattered on the field is that he wasn't hurt and he wasn't playing horrible.
Yeah.
The fact that he was playing decently well means it was somebody out there was going to be looking for him.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all you have to know is like super basic knowledge. Like, Tua's hurt all the time. Don't buy high-end Tua's to flip. Like that's the basic knowledge of it. So as long as the guy is playing decently well, and there's that thin line because if he's playing too well, people aren't going to sell him cheap.
Yeah.
So there's that second level of guys, and right now Burrow's that second level because Herbert's the top level.
Herbert, Josh Allen,
yeah,
Mahomes. Kyler. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, as long as they're going up the most, but they're also the most volatile.
Yeah.
Because if you're buying them at their peak,
yeah.
I mean, not necessarily the peak, but the peak for now, for the peak for the next few months, or weeks, however long you want to hold it. So I think it's like, very rarely do I buy single cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not out there searching for single cards. I'm out there. If people want to come to me and say, "Hey, this one went for $50 on eBay," will you, give me $20 for it, then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it's more, the bulk stuff, where I can get higher percentages or fill some wants for people. Or, I mean, we have people that come in weekly that want base cards.
Yeah.
We several people that want that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, you got to find a home for every card, and then you can buy every card.
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, I'd like to find a home for like 1 million at a time, though. That's the thing. Like, we need someone who has a big home.
Well, that can be done. We can do that.
We need a buyer that has a big home. We found one last week.
Yeah. We shipped off. Actually, before we go on vacation this week, we're going to ship off 100,000 cards. So
100,000.
Yeah, right. How many's over there?
Not near 100,000.
No, well,
Like 20,000.
yeah. We'll ship him 100,000 cards.
20,000 cards is like, I mean, that's a coffee table. That's nothing.
In 3 months, you know how jaded you've become.
I know. Believe me, I know.
You learn quickly, young Padawan.
Yeah, 20,000 cards. Gosh. Is that even worth shipping?
You could drive it to him, I guess.
I guess.
Get some more mileage.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guy came and got 500,000 last week. Ship that out. Got an auction ending right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's over, or it ends at 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30ish.
So we're probably gonna jump off here pretty quick. But you've spent years building up those connections, so I mean, it's not something.
Doesn't happen overnight, for sure.
No.
Not even. I mean, not even in the next 6 months, really.
Mm-mm.
But it could be done so much faster than the way I did it. I just hung in there. You know, there was several times where I had to decide, do I go get a real job or do I keep doing this?
Yeah.
And it would have been really easy to go get a real job.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when, I don't probably said this before, but I remember being really into poker, like in 03 and 04 and 05.
Yeah.
And Doyle Brunson said, I've been playing, you know, since they were chasing us out of saloons, you know,
Yeah.
in the 40s and 50s. But these guys that are playing online have played more hands than I have.
Yeah.
You know, he would play one hand at a time and sit there and talk, and they're playing 10 hands online at the same time.
Yeah.
He's like, these guys know more because they play more hands.
Yeah.
And it's the same way here. And like the guys that are on Instagram, the 18-year-olds that are doing 3, 4, 5, 6 deals a day.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was sitting here in this warehouse by myself for 6 years doing 1 deal a day or 2 deals a day. You know, I was playing my hands, but they were playing more of them.
Yeah.
So they could get connected. I mean, you could get to where I am a lot faster than 20 years. You could do it in months, years.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the same. You can't do it the same way I did and do that.
You can't get to where you are. You can get a certain amount of experience knowing how to do deals on Instagram or knowing how to do those types of deals. I mean, those are Sasha T deals. Those aren't deals that we ever do.
Right.
You know, very rarely. Like 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30 maybe is like 10 graded cards somebody comes in with, you know. But this stuff, like the stuff that I learned from you, nobody on Instagram is going to teach me. Like, nobody on Instagram knows how to do that. Nobody on Instagram knows about 1990 minor league baseball cards or friggin'
1978 tops or 1978, what was it? Black Stars or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't know about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go through a bunch of junk and, like, look through all of it, trying to find the stuff that's going to pay for it to even gain the amount of knowledge about what's actually valuable. Those people don't know what's valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, they know, like, what a Trey Young Prism's worth or you know, maybe even if they're really experienced, maybe they know what, like, a Christian Yelich PSA 9's worth. You know, 2013 rookie.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like, maybe they've done that 1,000 times, but that is not what I would want to know. Like, I want to know how much is the 1996 Topps star power booster card worth compared to just like the star power or the chrome star power.
Yeah.
And I found out last night because I found a couple of them, and they're like $1 a piece, even for like the semi-star ones.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, I don't know what these are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the ones I look up, is the ones I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I never would have found out about power boosters on Instagram.
That's probably true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That makes sense.
Like, you're right, but also you're downplaying, like, the knowledge that you have by quite a bit. Like, none of those kids, 0 of them, like, have the breadth of knowledge, and they're not going to learn it on Instagram. You can't.
Yeah. I mean, they could take what they've learned and take it the next step and do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that probably, if sitting in my position now, probably would change the way they do business. But that's just the way I've done it forever. Like the reason I did it this way is because I couldn't buy huge cards and flip huge cards. Like, it's a lot easier to buy a card for $2,700 and sell it for $3,000 and make your $300 and do it at a show with no fees or whatever, than it is to buy a huge collection for $300 and turn it into $600. You know, like, it's so much easier to do that, but I didn't have that option. You know,
Right.
So maybe I'm too old and fuddy-duddy to change, but I like the way I did it. You know? So that's the way I'm going to continue to do it. I just do it at a bigger scale, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it just takes more time and more. I mean, that's why we're here so often. It's like, it's just a bigger scale. We're just doing it we're doing what I did for 20 years at a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're doing some of that other flipping stuff too, but I'm not happy. I mean, the percentages just don't work for me to make 10% on a card.
No.
They just don't. I mean, unless it's like Mahomes that I'm going to sell the next day.
And bring somebody into the shop. Like, it's got to be a friggin' bug zapper.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I didn't do wax.
Yeah.
I mean, you make 10% on it, but you buy too much of the wrong product, you're going to lose 50%.
Yeah, you make 10% on the stuff that makes money.
Yeah.
And you lose 30 on the stuff that doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. I didn't see $1,000 prison boxes.
No.
Not when I was buying them for $25 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I never saw that coming.
No.
I mean, I was blindsided. So, yeah. But it's, you know, I don't know. I mean, I don't think everybody's trying to be me either. So,
no. I mean, it requires a lot of time. Like, it has to be you have to be willing to put in a lot of time to do this type of thing.
$150 for PSA grading and wait a year, and values are outdated when the cards get back. Then grade the same card for SGC for $30, get back in 3 weeks, only to find they are worth 50 to 65% of PSA. Any alternatives or ideas how or if this will change? I think if you're only getting 50 to 65% of PSA, then you're just sending the wrong cards to SGC. Like, don't rip a box of Optic and send in the Lamellos. You know, I think on most cards you can get 75 to 80% of PSA grades on the new cards. And if you go back to the 90s stuff and before, especially the 70s and 80s or 60s and 70s and 50s stuff, it's 100%.
Yeah. It's
100%, sometimes higher.
And on most cards, but you can find out what cards.
Yeah.
Like, just look up just make sure and search before you send a card in. Look up, okay, what's a PSA 10 worth? What's an SGC 10 worth? What's an SGC 9.5 worth of this card? You know, I normally set a floor. So if I think the card's better than a 9, then I'll set my floor to 9. And if it comes back a 9 and it doesn't pay for itself, plus the grading fees and shipping and everything, then I don't send it in.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Like, I don't need it to be graded. I'll just sell it raw.
Yeah.
You know?
I change I mean, my philosophy in grading is different than a lot of people's, but I'm not going to put $30 if it's a $50 card and a SGC 10's worth like 120.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna and a 9's worth 80. I'm not gonna take the $30 in a month to make that hope for that profit. I'm just gonna sell it, move on, and flip.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some people that like to grade everything. I mean, there's a guy that came in yesterday. Pretty much everything he buys is going to get graded.
Really?
Yeah. Those two soccer guys.
Give him my number for whenever he's ready to sell stuff.
Yeah. Well,
because he doesn't even like the SGC stuff, right?
No, I got a stack of Joe Burrow SGC out there that I got yesterday.
I mean, that's cool. Like, if that's what they want to do. And maybe that, like, I know with grading, like, this was always true with PSA, but, like, it was about volume because you might only hit a 10 every 1 out of 10 cards, but the 1 out of 10 that you hit would make it worth sending the rest of them in. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's how it works for them with the
must be
SGC and stuff too.
There must be. I mean, some of that stuff, if they tin it, it could be 4 times the value on a $500 card. I mean, that'll pay for a lot of grading fees.
I found cards that on SGC 10s, like I'm buying them raw for like they're like 7 times and more, 10 times more in a 10 than what I'm buying them raw for.
Yeah.
There's weird little little holes in that market where, for whatever reason, like
it has to be certain cards though. It's not like
very certain card.
Yeah, it's not in the past where you can grade everything or brand
Thinking
new.
of one in particular, unless you can read minds, you're not gonna know what it is. So I'm not saying it's my honey hole. Well, we gotta get off here.
It's time to go to work.
Yeah.
It's only 9:30.
Thanks for being here, everybody. If you want to see what we're putting up new, check out the description. Check out the eBay store. And check out our Facebook. It's linked. They're all linked down in the description. And if you're in Kansas City area, come by 1524 Northeast 96th Street, Suite D, Liberty, Missouri, 64068.
Taking a week off next week.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be closed next week. That's right. Yep. But not next week. If you are in the Kansas City area, come by this week or 2 weeks from now.
And I'll see you in 2 weeks on the podcast.
It's not because Mike's taking his first vacation in 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
not 5 years.
3.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Later.
Bye.